The moment that we've all been waiting for is finally imminent. After a delay, the off-white Air Force 1 BKM Spark Green has arrived. If you happen to follow my Twitter, KeithAdam10, you would have seen a seemingly random tweet at 11:58 a.m. Eastern Time. Appetizers come before the main course. That was until, just 2 minutes later, you would see a sneakers pass load for the off-white Air Force 1 BKM Spark Green. In addition to that, you would have also seen that the off-white Air Force 1 also loaded as a draw via the Sneakers app with a date set for September 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, of course, you might have been initially disappointed to see this, but don't worry. We saw the same kind of drop on the off-white Air Force 1 ICA last year as well. As you see me explain in the tweet, similar drop style to the ICA, although this time, reverse order of drops. Still confused? Don't worry, I explained it more in a tweet on the Endurance account. You see, for the yellow ICA drop, first, we saw the sneaker stash on July 10th. Ignore the typo of 9. For example, here's the post I made within Endurance on July 6th regarding the drop for July 10th. Then, following this, we would see another drop for them, but this time via a sneakers draw. This was actually a shock draw, but nonetheless, it's still the same drop method, a draw. For instance, as you'll see in the image I'm posting about it on September 24th, you'll see that the date says September 28th, which was the date for the second drop for these. So with that, we now come back to today's tweet. You'll see in the image, Uno reverse. This should now be quite self-explanatory. It's the same drops, only this time, the opposite order of them. In other words, we still got some fun to look forward to. Now, I got some even more good news for you guys. On Monday, September 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we will finally be restocking Endurance. Now, we do, of course, offer early information for all Nike and sneakers types of shock drops. I highly encourage you guys to peruse our Twitter and website, as we offer vastly more than just that. For example, over the last 2 days alone, members had 2 cookouts with a cumulative of over 320 pairs of Dunk Lows copped solely thanks to our bypass. And our competitive advantages and market coverage extends well beyond just sneakers too. We cover every single market that you could imagine, ranging from electronics, cards, collectibles, tickets, clothing, and much more. When you join Endurance, our goal is to elevate you from a sneaker reseller to a reseller of all things. So make sure you don't solely join Endurance for just sneakers related early info, because you'll be missing out on a lot of other value as well. So again, we'll be restocking on Monday, September 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time via the Endurance Twitter. With that said though, we actually got to see a sneaker stash occur today. This was just for some brick SB Dunk highs, however. Back when I first got news of this in August, these were actually profitable, but unfortunately, they have now bricked in September, so no one really cared about them. That's besides the point though. First, you need to understand why Nike sneakers did this, because there are actually 2 reasons for it. For one, they need to test that the Nike sneaker stash actually works, but there's another reason for this as well. If you notice, this Nike sneaker stash was Bluetooth. This actually isn't anything new. Whenever it's a very low stock sneaker stash, they always enable Bluetooth. A good example was the SB Dunk High Paul Rodriguez. It was Bluetooth only. When Bluetooth is enabled and required, spoofing does not work, because you have to physically be within that location. Hence, while I'm just hypothesizing, I think another reason why Nike put this out was not only for testing, but also to deter people from preparing to spoof. Psychological warfare. It makes people think, oh no, we won't be able to spoof. But in reality, all high stock drops like prior off-white Air Force 1s and Travis drops have not required Bluetooth, and thus you could spoof and cop. Why does Nike not require Bluetooth, you may ask, when it comes to those very hype drops? When it comes to those, they know that there's a very high risk of rioting and violence. They're not stupid. Back during Sneakers Day 2019 in UK, there was a sneaker stash for the Sacai LD Waffle. And during this, somebody actually ended up getting stabbed, which is very bad for Nike's public image, of course. So evidently, Nike has very valid reason to not enable Bluetooth for everybody's safety to prevent those catastrophes. But I digress. The essential part of this video is just to let you know that we still got something to look forward to. While the early info will only be posted at Endurance, of course, I as well will tweet out when it does go live, so make sure to follow KeithAdam10 on Twitter. I highly suggest watching the How to Cop guide I made if you haven't already. But that will conclude included for today. Subscribe and enable post notifications to stay 100% updated on all hype sneakers as always. And remember that the limited endurance restock will be on Monday, September 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time via the Endurance Twitter. Also, be sure to check out the other links in the description below for kit proxies. If you're looking for fast and reliable residential proxies or e-deals, you can now join there for only $14.99 per month. Furthermore, feel free to follow Gargantua AIO. We're actually doing a mini restock at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight if you manage to catch it. Last but not least though, make sure to follow KeithAdam10 and Personals for You. This way you guys stay updated on all urgent info like I was going over today. With that though, I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and of course, good luck on all the upcoming drops.